Oh my god, look at this beautiful weather. Oh, this is so nice. So hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please don't be surprised because I'm wearing headphones. That's because it's quite windy and I'm gonna record the audio with my phone just in case so I can use it. So I'm sitting here in a quite beautiful park. Show you some sequences. I discovered it this morning when I was walking with one of the puppies, Oksana. If you haven't seen her, she was in my very first video, so go check that one out. And I thought I'd come back here to film this video, so we have a little bit of a different background this time, and it's nice to be outside and enjoy the sun. Because in the Netherlands we don't have it that often, so you gotta use it when you get it. So today I kind of want to address more of a controversial topic, I think. And it's about the big topic, adopt or shop. So if you're looking for a new puppy or you're just very curious about that topic, then I think this video will be interesting for you. I know I probably have a quite unpopular opinion on that, and I know that it might encounter some critics and some people won't be too happy with it, but please just watch the video till the end and hear me out, hear my explanation, and just let me know what you think about it. Tell me your opinion, what you think, and just put it in the comments so we can all read it and yeah, have a discussion about it. So as you might know, I don't have a dog myself, so I want to point that out first. I'm not talking from experience. I mean, I have worked with dogs and I just want to state my opinion on that, because I think that many people actually have a wrong impression of what they're getting themselves into if they adopt a rescue dog or a rescue puppy. So because there are always those discussions going on, should I adopt a puppy from the rescue, from the shelter, from abroad or wherever, or should I buy a puppy, a purebred what is this word, purebred puppy from a breeder? And of course, I think it's a wonderful thing to adopt a puppy or a dog, it doesn't really matter, from a shelter or from abroad, from Spain, whatever. Because you're saving a dog's life, you're giving them a nice home and you give them a family, really what they deserve and what they didn't have before, especially if they were abused, and you can like change that perspective of the dog that humans are actually nice and you can have a nice relationship. And yeah, don't get me wrong, from the beginning that is a wonderful thing, and thanks to everyone that does that and saves all these dogs, and also thanks to all those organizations that organize that and really put so much work and passion into rescuing dogs. I think we should give them all a big shout out and a big applause. That is so great. Thank you so much. But I also think that there is a different side to it that many might have not thought about yet, and I just want to like shine the light on that and show you the other side, the other opinion that you might have about it. Because first of all, of course, there are different types of rescue dogs. So it could be, as I mentioned, a dog from a different country, or it could be from your local shelter, or it could be a puppy from the laboratory. There are many different types of rescues, and of course that makes a big difference also in the dog. And I honestly think that for beginners that can be pretty problematic, because these dogs all come with their own package, right? They might have aggression problems, or they're very shy, or they had very bad or little or even no socialization, and that can cause behavioral issues or like also relationship issues between the dog and the owner when you bring that dog home. And I think many beginners that rescue a dog from the shelter or wherever, they think, oh, I'm doing a good thing and it's all gonna be great, I'm gonna pamper that dog so much and it's gonna have the best home ever. But you have to understand that this is not how dogs work, because they really need leadership. They need you to take over the role of, hey, I'm telling you where it's going. Because dogs really need someone that is leading the pack and is taking the control so they can feel safe. It's like you're telling your dog all the time, every day, like, hey, I got this, I'm taking care of us. You don't need to react, you don't need to bark, you don't need to attack anything. Like, I can take care of myself and you, and this is not your job but my job. And many dogs really need that. They feel way more safe if you can take over the leadership, because if you don't, they try to, but it's very stressful and they get very nervous and anxious, and it's just way too much for them. Because then the most common problem is fear aggression. They're fearful and that's why they get aggressive, and then the owner becomes very stressed out and overwhelmed and doesn't know how to handle it, and it's all just getting worse. It's like all going downhill and you might be desperate, and if you're stressed it also like transfers to the dog, and I think you know where I'm heading towards to. So then, as I said, as a beginner, if you don't understand that concept, that you can only give that dog a really good life if you start giving him a structure in his life and be the leader and give him rules and boundaries and a daily rhythm, let's say, like a routine, then I think it might be a bit difficult for you. Because that dog is of course also used to many other things. It might be used to that if it's barking or lunging or biting even, that it gets what it wants. And you kind of have to turn that around and get it out of that dog, and that requires quite some effort, some strength, some experience. And I think that's also often a reason why shelter dogs are returned to the shelter, because the owners are just overwhelmed and didn't really expect that. So that's why I'm also making this video, to make you aware that a shelter dog is a great thing, but also a lot of work. Let's just compare it the other way. So the other option, so the second option is to buy a puppy from a breeder. Now here, of course, also I'm not saying it's always great, because there's so many puppy mills out there, and I think that is just a terrible thing, because those people are breeding puppies just in their backyard or like in a little shed. They don't see light, like they have no socialization either at all, and that's also not great, of course. And often they're bred without any health checks, so the puppies might be super ill and are just suffering. So please don't do that. So if you want to buy a puppy from a breeder, please make sure that you visit the parent dogs and the breeders and really inform yourself and ask for all the papers, the health checks, so that you can be sure that you're buying a healthy puppy. It's not only good for the puppy but also for yourself, because if you buy an ill puppy or a wrongly bred puppy, let's say, then you will have all the costs for the vet at the end. So it's neither good for the dog nor for yourself. So that's also why my opinion is, if you're a beginner, you don't have any dog experience, and you're not sure about this, if you're adopting a dog, if you can handle that emotional stress and that stress you have in your daily routine, then my opinion is really rather shop than adopt. But of course, only responsibly. I'm not saying just buy any puppy you find somewhere on eBay, Amazon. Of course not on Amazon, but you know what I mean, you know? Don't just buy it online. Yeah, oh, that looks cute, I'll buy that. Please, as I mentioned before, inform yourself, be sure what you're buying, and also what breed, because there are so many differences in breeds that could actually be in another video. So if you want to see that, just let me know in the comments and I can make a video about different breeds, the most common ones, the most popular ones, and how you find the perfect breed for yourself. The perfect breed. Different story. So I think there are 3 main things you should consider before you decide to adopt or shop. And that's, first of all, what I've mentioned multiple times now, your experience. So do you know how to handle a dog? Do you know how to handle dog aggression? Do you know how to handle if a dog is very timid? Can you even distinguish between fear aggression or really aggressive behavior? Do you know how to train a dog? Do you know how to react if there's some unwanted situations happening? Do you know who to consult, and all these kind of things? So again, if you're a little bit unsure that you'll be able to handle that, because you actually just want, you know, a little dog to cuddle with and everything is gonna be great, then maybe not adopt. And I'm not saying all the rescue dogs are aggressive, please don't get me wrong, absolutely not. There's so many lovely dogs out there that just need a new family, because maybe the old family didn't have time anymore, that's why they let it in the shelter, and like, there's nothing wrong with them. But the most important thing always remember is just please inform yourself what dog you're getting, because there's so many differences, and you really don't want to end up with the dog that absolutely doesn't fit into your home. And this actually also leads me to the second point you should really always consider, and that are your circumstances. So for example, your living circumstances. So where do you live? Do you live in a house, in an apartment? Do you live in the city or in the countryside? Do you have another dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have kids? Right, all of that. And that doesn't even only apply to deciding if you want to adopt or shop, basically, but also when you decide on breeds or whatever. It's really important that you find the right dog for yourself, so you won't get into trouble. Because of course, if you get yourself a hunting breed and you have maybe a cat and a hamster in your home, not sure this is going well, not saying it's impossible, but it's relatively unlikely if they have a high prey drive. So really always pay attention to that. And also look at the history of the dog. Is there a bite history? How severe might be some behavioral issues? Talk to the responsible people that work in the shelter, or maybe the foster families that had that dog before, and see if it's the right fit for you, if you feel comfortable adopting that dog. And then I think the last point and the third point you should consider, and these are your expectations. I also mentioned it briefly before. So if you expect to have a dog that is laying beside you all day long and you can cuddle it and hug it, that are very different expectations from having a dog that you can work with, that you might want to train as a service dog, or you want to do dog sport like agility or something with them, because that also makes a very big difference. And I just don't want anyone to be disappointed, because getting a dog is such a wonderful thing, everyone is excited and you just can't wait. But please just take that extra step beforehand and choose the right dog, and then you'll live a happy life with it, I'm sure. So at the end, whatever you're deciding for, or maybe even have decided, I hope that you're happy. And if you have any issues, don't forget to consult a professional to get the help. Don't get desperate or frustrated, because it's only gonna get worse. So help yourself early enough and be honest to yourself if you can't manage. And I'm sure if you will get some help and you're willing to work on it, everything will be fine at the end. I myself also hope that soon I'm gonna come in that situation that I can finally choose my dog, because I really cannot wait to get my own dog. And yeah, maybe I could tell you at the end how I decided if I'm gonna adopt or shop. I honestly don't know myself yet, because I don't know where exactly I'm gonna live in a few years and what I'm gonna do, what job I'm gonna have. So that's nothing I can really decide yet. Have to wait how my circumstances are and how my experience evolves and what expectations I have of the dog. All the three things I've just mentioned before. But other than that, I'm gonna enjoy the sun a little bit more and just gonna try to get all the vitamin D in my face before the sun goes away again. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and stay tuned for my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know how you like this video, if you like the different setting, if you like me just talking to the camera, or if you actually just want to see all the dogs. It helps me a lot if you just let me know. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.